Let us get to know the latest arrival protocols flying to the Philippines. That was announced today, March 11, 2022. For foreign nationals who will be traveling to the Philippines for leisure or business purposes, this video is simply for you. And if you're a former Filipino who's holding a foreign passport, you may also watch this video. So know more about it, watch this video and find out. Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Jamey Iris and I'm here to give you an update regarding the arrival protocols here in the Philippines. So there's one requirement in the Philippines based from the IATF resolution 164 that was actually updated just today and was announced in behalf of the IATF. So let's get to know more about this changes, or let us just say an additional news that you have to actually note for, because it can actually make your life easier traveling to the Philippines. Now with that, I simply want to say welcome to all of our subscribers who are watching again our video. So thank you so much for always tuning in, and at the same time to all of our new viewers who for the first time you visited my channel, welcome, and I'm looking forward that you will be part of the community. So I'm inviting you to subscribe to my channel so that you'll get updated with the daily video vlogs that I am uploading. That is, of course, linked with the travel guidelines, travel protocols, and even current events happening in and out of the Philippines. And I have informative and inspiring vlogs as well. Anyway, everyone, let us get to know and discuss the topic that we have for today. And that is the arrival protocols for the Philippines. Now, based from IATF 164 that was announced today, now there's an update regarding the swab testing that you can present in the Philippines pre-departure. Now, based from the IATF resolution number 164, the entry, testing, and quarantine protocols for foreign nationals who will be arriving from overseas or abroad under the following provisions of Resolution 168 dated February 3, 2022 are hereby amended. Now, a foreign national entering the Philippines from the visa-free countries are subject to the following protocol. Foreign nationals traveling to the Philippines for business and tourism purposes may enter the Philippines without any visa, provided they, number one, present a negative RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours, or, this is what was added, everyone, you can also present a negative laboratory-based antigen taken within 24 hours prior to the date and time of departure from the country of origin or first port of embarkation in a continuous travel to the Philippines, excluding layovers, that he or she has not left the airport premises or has not been admitted into another country during such layover. Now, those are for the foreign nationals and any former Filipino who's holding a foreign passport. Now, how about for the Filipinos? So for the Filipinos, it's similar. So again, the amended IATF resolution was again amended today. So for the Filipinos, they say shall be amended to read as follows. So we have two categories. Letter A will be fully vaccinated Filipino nationals, and letter B, unvaccinated, partially unvaccinated, or Filipino nationals whose vaccination status cannot be independently validated. So if some of the former Filipinos who has dual citizenship, so please take note of this if you'll be using your Filipino passport. Number one, you have to present a negative RT-PCR test within 48 hours before your flight, or same thing, just like for the foreign national, you may now have the option of presenting a negative laboratory-based antigen test taken within 24 hours before your flight and the other conditions mentioned earlier. So those are the updates that we have, everyone, regarding the arrival protocols here in the Philippines. To do a quick recap, I will create like an updated arrival protocols for the mid part of March. But for the meantime, just to ensure that at least you can recall what are the different arrival protocols here in the Philippines for you, especially if you're a foreign national or a foreign Filipino holding a foreign passport. So number one, you have to provide the negative RT-PCR test, or now you have an option already of an antigen test. For the negative RT-PCR test, mentioned already, it must be within 48 hours before your actual flight from the port of origin. While when we talk about the swab test, it must be taken within 24 hours. It's a laboratory antigen test. So at least it's supervised so that at least when you take it, they could also yield the result for all of you. So either of the two, so you can present that upon flying to the Philippines. Number two, your vaccination certificate. So if you want to avail of the privilege for the fully vaccinated travelers, once you arrive here in the Philippines, if you have the valid vaccination certificate, or let us just say accepted a vaccination certificate by the Philippines, then you will be considered as fully vaccinated. Therefore, you can avail of the arriving in the Philippines without the need to go for the hotel quarantine. So this will ensure that they have checked your vaccination certificate and the brand of the vaccine for COVID-19 that was injected to you. Number three, they will also take a look at your One Health Pass. Please just ensure that you have registered for the One Health Pass at least from the time that you have received your negative RT-PCR test. So that could be at least within 3 days or at least within 24 hours once you receive your RT-PCR test negative result. Now, once you got that, please ensure that you take what we call a screenshot, or you can also print, depends upon you. A screenshot will be fine of the OHP or One Health Pass QR code. Number four, if you are a foreign national and at the same time a former Filipino with foreign passport, then please ensure that your passport upon arriving in the Philippines must be at least 6 months or more valid, so that at least you will be accepted here in the Philippines. It should not be less than 6 months. For Filipinos, if you're asking, so again, Filipinos, as long as it is not expired, that will be acceptable. So how about the return ticket? Now, for foreign nationals who are flying from the visa-free countries, so please make sure that you provide a return ticket. Now, how about for the former Filipinos? Since you have a balikbayan privilege, you don't need to provide a return ticket. Now, how about your spouse or your foreign children or foreign spouse? If they are traveling with you, then they can avail of the balikbayan privilege with you. So they don't need to actually provide a return ticket. However, if they will be traveling alone, not with you, to the Philippines, they can still enter the Philippines, but they have to provide a travel insurance. And also, by the way, how about for the former Filipinos who are holding a foreign passport? If you are holding a foreign passport, everyone, then you also have to provide a travel insurance. Unless otherwise you have a dual citizenship and you will be using your Philippine passport, then you will not be required to provide any travel insurance. But if you only have a foreign passport and you're a former Filipino, please provide also a travel insurance. Now, when we talk about the travel insurance, it must be at least, 35,000 US dollars coverage. That will, of course, cover the COVID-19 treatment for the duration of your flight. I have another video, especially for those who will be flying from the USA, that will give you tips on where you could actually get your, insurance. It's a suggestion given to me by one of my friends from the USA, where actually he got insurance for his mom, and where he will be also getting his insurance once he flies next month to the Philippines. So with that, everyone, one last addition. So when it comes to what you need to do PreDeparture, there's an additional document. There is an additional online registration that you have to do, and that is what we call from the Trace app. Now, what is this Trace? Now, Trace is a Trace application that you have to download from the internet. It could be downloaded from the Play Store, the App Store. I do have a tutorial for that on how you could actually do that. So please watch this video. But who are required to complete this? Everyone. So again, even the children, parents and guardians, you have to complete it for them. Same with the One Health Pass. Now, this is a mandatory requirement for everyone, that we have to download this and register before we travel back to the Philippines. And once you depart also from the Philippines, you must already have this. Now, how do you use that? Please take a look at my video so that at least you can see the step-by-step process, the purpose, and other things that you need to know about Trace app from my video tutorial. Now, some of you are asking, Jamey, according to some of our friends, this was not actually asked in the Philippines. Now, Trace app, number one, it's mandatory. However, I have to be direct and very honest with you. They are correct. Not at all times the Trace app will be asked from you by some of the airport officials. Some ask it, some do not. In Cebu, most of the time, they really ask for it. However, like for me, when I arrived in the Clark International Airport, it was not actually asked from me, and also from some who will be arriving in Manila. However, I still advise that you can download it, because we'll never know, right? Because it's part of the mandatory requirement. If they suddenly ask it from you, you don't want your time to be consumed while you are in the airport registering right there. And then sometimes, you know, the pressure and the stress that you will feel if you will only do it there, it can be quite much, especially once you arrive in the Philippines. We cannot guarantee that the internet connection will be very fast. So that's the challenge. I do have also a subscriber where actually he flew from the UAE, and then when he was at the connecting airport, he did not download the Trace app. So, but then again, from the layover airport, they were asked to present the Trace app, from their phone. And all of them, who were not able to actually download the Trace app, they have to do it and register at that layover airport. So again, it will only take you a few minutes. What I'm simply saying is like 10 minutes. If you can do it prior your flight, that will be quite great. Less hassle for you. You know that your internet is quite fast and you have it with you. If they ask it, that's quite great. If they didn't ask it, it's still okay. Why? You'll use it when you depart from the Philippines, right? And what is important is you'll have less hassle once you're there. So everyone, those are the requirements that we have, that you have to comply once you fly to the Philippines. Again, let me just enumerate or list it down. Number one, so we have the RT-PCR test, a negative result, or an antigen negative result. Number two, vaccination certificate. Number three, the One Health Pass registration. Number four, your passport must be valid at least 6 months for foreign nationals and former Filipinos with foreign passports only. And then return ticket for the foreign nationals and former Filipinos with foreign passport only. Return ticket for foreign nationals from the visa-free country, and any foreign spouse or children who will be traveling without the Filipino or former Filipino. And last but not the least, travel insurance. Travel insurance for the foreign nationals and the former Filipinos who only have the foreign passport. So, and last but not the least, don't forget the Trace app. Just like what I've mentioned to you. So with that, everyone, those are the arrival requirements once you fly to the Philippines. Now, please watch out for my other video. I'll give other details about this so that it can guide you from the time that you arrive from the time that you will depart from your port of origin and arrive in the Philippines. But for the meantime, we just summarize what's the update for the arrival protocols. So with that, everyone, looking forward that this video had helped you. If you have not yet subscribed, I'm inviting you to subscribe to my channel so that you'll get updated with daily updates such as this. And at the same time, you will also be a part of our community. With that, everyone, thank you so much. This is Jamey Iris TALK TV, simply saying, stay safe, stay healthy. May God bless you all. See you in my next video.